Welcome to all the respected faculty members for joining this day 4 of the online faculty development program. We are we'll just wait for a couple of minutes for everyone to join in and yeah, just give us a couple of minutes. Welcome everyone. So let's start today's session. Today we have Mr. Srijit Nair who is joining us and his Chief Strategy Officer, Foresight Foundation. Welcome, Srijit.
Thank you, Kamna. Hi, good evening, everyone.
So his sessions are always very well received, and I'll urge you all to engage and interact and ask your questions and make the best use of this time because he has some his sessions have, I mean, I also learn a lot from his sessions, so I'm hoping that you will also learn a lot. So over to you, Srijit.
Thank you, Kamna. So, yeah. So, hi, everyone. I'll just very quickly, the introductions are done. So, very quickly go through what exactly is it that we are covering during the next 1.5 hours. So the session here is on OpenAI generative AI, how it can be used to generate text and generate image. So that's what we are covering. However, since world has is moving at a very fast pace when it comes to AI tools, so I'll also include some very prominent kind of large language models which can help with text generation and something else as well that would be very relevant to what you are doing and how it will help you. So I'll just start the session. Let me share the screen first. Yes. Hope it's visible. Yeah, I'm assuming this is visible. Yeah. So first of all, before I start, I'll say that uh, generative AI and text generator that is being used, it's very easy to learn. The threshold, or they say the introduction, is very simple. Just like Google, you can type into, say, Chat GPT or Gemini or any other AI based chat box that you have encountered, and that's it. It's very easy to start, but how prominently to use it, it's the very simplest of analogy would be, say, a paintbrush is same for everybody. Two or three qualities. Say the best quality is even if it is available for me or a master painter, the paintbrush is same, the uh, paint is same, but how I use it versus how that person would be using is what makes it difference. So a day of paint and brush for me versus him would be, the difference would be in crores. So that's the same thing that as a tool, generative AI also helps us. Just extending your Google's searches that you used to do to ChatGPT. That's not how AI can be used optimally. There are a lot more that you can do, and that is what a basic introduction to what all can be done is something that I would like to cover within the this session. So there would be some of you who would have been using all the tools very effectively. So say what's recently what is the update? Those are the elements that I will be covering. Otherwise, I'll just basically start with the fundamentals for the larger interest of everybody involved. So first of all, why we use generative AI in this era? So one would be I have just listed some of the use cases. One would be, of course, lesson planning and concept simplification. So, say there are different kinds of learners. There might be some who are having certain challenges, say students coming from tier one, tier two, tier three cities, somebody from a background where a specific board entertains specific kind of language or uh, uh, the complexity would be a bit different from what is being taught at your university. So, such cases, it can be simplified, it can be customized. You can ask for ideas, very creative ideas, and such. So, something like here, I have just explained a prompt that you can use, like explain Ohm's law with a real life analogy suitable for first year engineering students. Something like this will help you create something specific that a first year engineering student can understand better. You can add on the context, like what kind of student, what is the challenges that the student is having, uh, and it will customize and give you brilliant ideas of how you can approach when it comes to uh, teaching. Second one can be assessments and question bank creations, creating MCQs, quizzes, case-based questions aligned to Bloom's taxonomy. Such can be some ways that you can use. One chat prompt that I have shared is generate 10 conceptual MCQs on fluid mechanics for second year mechanical students. Something like this will ensure that you have a MCQ which is created. You can add on all the more details and it will go accordingly. Another can be research and proposal writing. So this not only for a student, even for our own personal development, this is something that would be of interest to you all. So, one aspect where during my research part, I have been very much struggling while AI was not an option was that kind of citations, kind of literature review that needs to be done. It used to take a lot of time. The right kind of books, the right kind of articles, searching it, even though Google has been wonderful, but still understanding what is the basic kind of research that I want, somebody co-linking and suggesting these are the 10 books that you could approach, and then I taking a look at those particular books or articles that used to take time. So that is something that now can be done in seconds or minutes. So drafting abstracts, structuring research, so research proposals, and the kind of prompts that you can here use here is draft an abstract on AI based fault detection in smart grids with keywords included. So it will generate all the abstracts for this. Same can be creation of lab manuals, experiment support, that is how the outlines are, observation tables, troubleshooting. So these aspects can also be looked at. Student mentorship and career guidance is something you can look at. And at the same time, continuous learning and upskilling is something that you would like to be focusing upon more and more when it comes to the why aspect, why you need to look at technology based initiatives. Because AI is also moving on at a very fast pace. Like 2 weeks ago, if somebody would have attended, and we attending this as of now, situation has been very much like lot of new tools have come up and more exciting initiatives can happen. So just keeping ourselves updated is another aspect that is much more required. So these are the use cases. Now I'll come to what exactly is generative AI. So although there are other sessions that would be covering a lot on this, So I'll just limit to the definition of what the generative AI aspect or large language models itself is. So Gen AI, generative AI, it's a class of artificial intelligence system that is designed to create some new and original content. The content can be image, it can be code, audio, video, lot of interactive opportunities or use cases other than just text or images now. So how it does it is by learning the patterns and relations from existing data. And here one question arises is that what is generated, can we say that it is new because it learns from a lot of existing data. So as far as the simple answer would be, as far as something that doesn't exist has been created, or a new correlation or a thought has been established based on what a machine or a human has been learned, we can say that it is something new or original. So that's how Gen AI is. And if you look at the term AI, artificial intelligence, there are multiple layers, and on the top of the AI, it seems like AI is something that mimics human intelligence to perform tasks like problem solving and decision making. Within that surface lies machine learning, where machines are learning from the data and improving their performance. Within that layer lies deep learning. When deep learning happens, that leads to machine learning, leading to AI. Deep learning uses neural networks from multiple layers and analyzes data. And within that are the large learning models or Gen AI that creates new content, text, images, and music. So, and deep learning architectures called transformers are used to predict what comes next in the sequence of words, pixels, or sounds, thereby creating coherent and contextually relevant outputs from user given prompt. So, what exactly is prompt? Now, I'll just come to it. So, I'm just covering the fundamentals. Basically, there's a lot to be covered. The practical aspects I'll be sticking to more. So, I'm just covering the basics at a uh, faster pace. So, let me know if I need to slow down on the technicalities. However, there are a lot of more sessions. So, I'm just focusing on the practicalities of it. So, coming to prompt, what exactly is a prompt? Is an instruction. It's just basically how you communicate to a person or a student of yours. So, while you communicate, you would be, let's say, I'll take an example of if you want to teach that person a particular subject or a chapter. So you start with this is the chapter that we would be learning about. This is the that is setting up the context. Then you will come to the overall, what exactly is it, the lesson plan that you want to look at. That is the flow. Taking them through the aspects through the modules communicated. So you are setting up the context, going through the learning phase. You are imparting a lot of different set of bytes of knowledge, helping them correlate, asking them questions, and then they would be able to learn better. And then if you ask some question, it would be able to come back to you. So that is a basic instruction rule where you give a clear instruction to a student and they get back to you. So that is the same language that even a prompt uses. So the clearer the question, the better the answer. That is the basic rule that applies to how you prompt. So, and why does it prompt matter is that a clear prompt gives focused, accurate answers. And say an example here is explain popular population density. That would be a weak prompt. How we can make it a stronger prompt is explain the factors affecting population density. So we are specifically focusing on what exactly is required, for whom it is required. That is class 12 students, and how much is it required? About 150 words. So being very specific is what? Specific yet in a line or something like that. So that is what makes a strong prompt, where what is required, for whom it is required, and what is how much of it is required. Those are specified. So I'll just take you through. what happens? So if you are prompting, say, the language aspect, you are just asking a career question that is structured in a specific way. The structures and everything I'll share in the further slides. But whenever you are asking something, what happens is that I'll just takes you to through the practical aspect. So say if you are asking, what does AICTE stands for in India? So if you are just asking something like this, what happens in the background? Uh, I'm searching for something called tokenizer. So here, while I mentioned something like this, what does AICT stands for in India? You can just copy that aspect here, and which model I am using that I am mentioning. I'll just take you a bit back to the sequence. So when I'm giving a prompt, that is the input message, the AI breaks down the text into smaller units called tokens. So tokens are words, part of words or symbols. So simple example of this is the sentence, say you type something like explain machine learning to a first year student. The sentence becomes chunks like explain machine learning to first year. So that's how it uh, separates it to chunks. And while this separation happens, the next is embedding, in which each token is then converted into a numeric vector. That is a set of number that represents its meaning. So, say we are referring to an Oxford dictionary, and it may have around 1.5 million words or something like that. So one point, if we are referring to that particular dictionary for that model, you can say that there would the embedded numeric vector, there would be one vector number for each of the word. So that is how the conversion of what has been tokenized will happen. I'll just get you to the practical example, how you can see this happening. So here you can say, what does AICT stands for in India? So that is the query that I am asking. So here it is saying nine tokens. So how nine tokens? What does AICTE? So it understands that it is an acronym. So it is trying to divide it a bit further. Stands for in India. So that is nine characters, 35 characters. And this is the token IDs. So once embedded, these are the numbers that it has assigned to each of these tokens. So now all the nine tokens have the nine numbers. So once this happens, the AI is neutral. The next process starts where the transformer, we call transformer processing. So the AI's neural network transformer finds relationship between tokens to understand context and predict what comes next. So that is what is happening while the transforming aspect comes up. So here it understands the machine and learning go together as a concept, not random words. So once this happens, and how say in the background, what happens is that while you see such characters in place, there are it is vectors like say or 1,50,000 uh, tokens exist, say embedded uh, vectors exist in the same plane. Say it says the 3D version of it would be just imagining a room full of multiple words, multiple tokens, all stacked not at one place, but existing at one plane and everything correlating to each other. So when the transformer process takes place, the neural network comes in and finds relationship between each token. And it understands these, and based on the previous learnings from how each token has combined with each other, and that relation has led to certain probable probabilities. So based on that learning, it will predict what comes next. So it decides that, say, the next token could be is followed by or a branch of artificial intelligence or whatever. So this further leads to generation. The AI combines all predicted tokens and it eventually leads to the result. Once the result is there, you can see if the result is good or not, and accordingly, you can look at a feedback loop. So that's how basic science of this works. You will get to know more about this while you go through multiple other sessions. So yeah, but just to understand, it's prompt which is tokenized. It is embedded or converted into numeric vectors. Then it is transformed where a lot of correlation happens. It leads to understanding based on the previous understanding or learnings, machine learning. It will predict and it will come up with a response. So that is how basics of this works. So now I'll just take you through the powerful LLMs that exist as of now. So there is ChatGPT, OpenAI, the basic, the original LLM that was introduced, and uh, post which lot of other organizations came up with their own versions. So, and the ChatGPT, it is built by OpenAI, and key strengths of it is conversational reasoning, text generation, coding, multimodal inputs. So, say as of now, ChatGPT is one of those tools which can be one of the best assistants. Somebody who can do lot of things, not specialized to do one thing, but that's not what an assistant is supposed to do. So that way you can consider ChatGPT as the go-to for everything that you want to. Claude is something that has been created by an organization called Anthropic, and it focuses on long context memory, and it is one of the most creative uh, large language models that you can look at. And if you want to look at any creative aspect, say there is a annual day event going to happen and you would like to come up with creative ideas or creative words to impart a particular session or creative content on something that you would like to you might be building your own brand and your university's brand, and you would be looking at a creative way to do that. So Claude is something that looks at these kind of initiatives. Google Gemini, since it is an integrated part of Google, now even in your Google search, there is on the left side, leftmost side, there is an AI mode. So once you are selected and start searching with Google uh, search engine, you can at any point of time click on the AI aspect and take Gemini takes over. Gemini is a AI based search engine or LLM. So till now, Gemini was something that was very average till the Gemini 1.5 existed. So this week, it's very eventful because this week itself, Google Gemini, its latest model 3.0 has been released, and this is an amazing model. I am just trying to learn or dabble with it, but it's an amazing model. I'll take you through it. So perplexity again, it's something that helps you with the citations or research. If you do want to do any particular kind of research, this is one of the tools that you would like to look at. Then there is Copilot that is part of Microsoft. It is AI, OpenAI only, though it's ChatGPT basically. So, but comes as a bundle to Microsoft Windows 11. So it's integrated now in all the AI laptops. Meta AI is something that you will see in with Facebook, with Instagram, and the AI that is part of the WhatsApp tool now. That is also Meta AI. And DeepSeek, it's a large language model from China. It is very efficient, multilingual, of course, low cost. So, somebody who is building on agent AI agents or agentic tools, and they require a low cost large language model to work with. So this is one of the initiatives that is being used. But yeah, the data wise, the kind of data you are sharing, we need to be a bit limited because always the data privacy issue is something that comes with DeepSeek. So very advised to be used at a very limited pace. And if you are just looking at how to build agents, AI agents, that is one you can use DeepSeek. So now I'll start with the practical parts. So how do you write an effective prompt? So while there are different models or different combinations which can help you with creating your own prompts. One very specific thing that I would use every time is, instead of asking specific questions to a LLM model, say ChatGPT. Oh, my apologies. Just give me one moment. Excuse me. Am I audible? My apologies at my end. So my father is in hospital. So this was the call from ICU I had to take. Yeah. Am I audible still? Yeah. Sorry. My apologies. Yeah. I'm audible. Yeah. So what I was, I'll come back to how I would like to write a prompt. So the one aspect is role. So instead of saying that, uh, I say one aspect can be, you are, I'll think like faculty for AICT. So we might be at a position where we would be looking at what kind of, we will be looking at introducing a new AI course, and instead of just asking ChatGPT to give me, suggest me how to start a AI course. So it can go everywhere because it has millions of places to refer to for specific kind of content, and then come back. So instead, what we should do is that, first of all, we should give them a role. So instead of saying that ki just look for content, I can just give it a role where I can say that, assume you are an expert with AICTE courses in India. So then the large language model understands that the idea is that I am an expert of 20 years. I need to focus just on AICTE courses and how to have a advanced version. So that is how you define a role. So what it means is, it assigns a specific identity or expertise. So the purpose here is that the model adopts a tone, style, and reasoning relevant to the role. So an example can be, you are an engineering pedagogy expert designing an FDP for a AI in teaching. So if you are if this is the role that is assigned, then comes the objective. The role is assigned, then what exactly to do? So define what you want to achieve clearly. So here we can look at say keeping output focused and measurable. what exactly to be done. So create a three-slide concept summary on how generative AI helps engineering faculty. So then comes the context. So context is add background details or constraints. So make the AI's response aligned to your audience or purpose. So AICT, audience is AICT approved engineering faculty with limited AI exposure. Format should be short, slide should be style. So here I am saying the context specific. What exactly is I that I need. Then comes the task. Task is specify exactly what needs to be done. Prevent ambiguity in output and list five practical classroom use cases with short examples that can be something that can be looked at. So this is one of the formats that I normally use. Uh, a simpler format can be role, context, and task. This is the role, this is the context, and this is the task. So the more complex that the content is, defining the objective will also help. I'll just now move to the example, new chat. Yeah, the role. Yeah, my apologies. So I had another break to take. Yeah, coming to the role. So we first can define the role. I in fact have a prompt that I mentioned here in place. So the role is AI training specialist conducting faculty development program. The objective is to explain how teachers use generative AI. The context is participants are mostly from computer and electronic background, and the task creating a five-slide outline that shows the example of classroom applications. So I can give this as a prompt, and it will assume the role, it will look at the objective context and create the task. So that's how a basic prompt works. So here it is. And while this happens, I'll also share that ChatGPT's, there is one plan that is free for all of us now, ChatGPT one plan. So you can take that plan, and there's a lot within the ChatGPT ecosystem that you can start using. And the kind of work that you do, the good thing is that with using one ID, if you specifically start, say your strength areas is content development or the areas of interest, content development and learning new things. So once it understands what exactly is you that you want, it will keep on adding to or adding value, understand the context, and each question that you ask, it will start breaking down and responding in that particular manner. So here we ask for a particular five slide outline. Now it has assuming the role, understanding the objective context, it has come up with these particular slides as part of the task. Slide 1, slide 2, slide 3. And now you can just say that give me a version to download, and it will create a PowerPoint and share it with you. So that is one aspect in which prompting works. Another aspect, say, instead of depending upon role, objective, context, and task, you can go further into a simpler mode. That would be ask ChatGPT itself to assume the role of, assume you are a master prompt creator for, you can here say whatever the role is for, this is the AICT based curriculum. This becomes the context, and then say the task, whatever is the task. Create a prompt for whatever you want to understand what are the upcoming. So this is the task. Assume you are a master prompt creator for AICTE based curriculum. Create a prompt to understand what are the upcoming curriculum within AICTE ecosystem that will lead to more placements and are industry aligned. So it will itself create a prompt. So now you can use ChatGPT. What I want to specifically share with you is that you can use ChatGPT itself to be your prompt maker. So you don't even need to create your own prompt or write. You just as say share the role, prompt creator for what is the context, and what is the task. So it will share it with you. So now it is saying I can also optimize this prompt for one of these. I can say Gemini. It will understand the context and it will create a prompt that I can use in chat. Instead of ChatGPT, I can use for Gemini. So this is another way of using it. I'll also show another way. So I'll use Gemini here. Help me create a prompt. Ask one question at a time to help me create a prompt. So this is just one line instead of one question that I'm asking. So now it is starting to help me with creating a prompt. So say what is the topic or subject matter that I want to use. So here I can say I'll use something that even I don't have the faintest idea of, chemical engineering. So what is it that I want to use it for? To generate a technical explanation, problem solving scenario, or what? I'll just say two of the options given. Or say if that one, two, or three is not an option, you can just write something else that you want to look at. So what area of chemical engineering do you want the scenario to focus? Here I can choose one of these examples, or I can go with something entirely new. So here I'll say thermodynamics is something that I want. So now it understands that I want to create a prompt for thermodynamics, and it is about problem solving. So what specific thermodynamic process do I want to focus upon? I'll say VLE. What specific chemical components is it that you are looking at? And then it will keep on asking the questions to create a, and I just need to either opt for one of the options given, or based on the particular question, if I have a basic idea, I can go with that option as well. So this, based on it, it has created the final prompt. Here is the chemical engineering dynamic prompt based on my choice. So it is coming up with the answer also only. So help me with the ChatGPT version for the same prompt that I created. So here it has created a ChatGPT version of the prompt that I wanted. Problem, task, and what to do. Everything is mentioned in here. I can take it. So here, while I was just shifting to Gemini, this was one of the prompts that was there. I'll just ask to create a new one. So here, it has created a entire prompt. You are a chemical engineer, ring problem solver. That is the role it has created. Then the context, I need you to perform a vapor liquid equilibrium calculation. Then the task, the problem, the assumptions, and what exactly is required. So this is the prompt that you didn't create. You just mentioned the specific area, then within that area, the subject, and within the subject, what exactly to be done. Those are also based on the queries that you responded to, and this is how you create something. And the LLM, in this case, ChatGPT, can come up with a version. So there are three ways that I mentioned: directly with defining the role, objective, context, and task. Otherwise, uh, just creating a master prompt, that is, you are an expert prompt maker, and give me a prompt for this particular thing. Or the most simplest one, it is that help me design a prompt. So you can use any of the three methods to come up with a prompt. So another aspect is that online you will find a lot of prompts. So you can just search for prompt repository, and it will come up with lot of options. Good thing is that OpenAI platform itself has a prompt engineering section. Please do, if you want to dig deeper into what exactly is it that you would like to learn, and all the detailings of it, choosing model, prompt engineering aspects, rules and instructions to be followed, everything you will find a basic reference here, and lot of examples as well. You can go deeper into the OpenAI platform. You will get lot of prompt optimizers and other aspects. Lot to learn from this. So strongly recommending this to somebody who would like to take their prompting experience to the advanced levels. So now I'll move to some say the generative aspect. Now we understand how to make a prompt. Now with the prompt, what all can we achieve and what are the most latest aspects? So apart from the basics that you might already be using ChatGPT or any large language model for, some specific aspects say Gemini, I would take you through. I'll let me take you through perplexity. So as I mentioned, just if you ask particular query, say, show me latest Supreme Court directives, I just opted for one of the options given. So it comes up with the latest details, but what Perplexity does best is it just gives you the source to everything. So all the citations and where exactly where this specific thing has been opted from, what is the source for this particular line. So it comes with all the details. So how ChatGPT, say Perplexity helps you is understand how to get the citations, how to have a stronger uh, research aspect, so research model in place. So basically anything related to research, please do try Perplexity. So then there's another tool that I really like, and I believe that as faculty members, you would like to explore a bit more. That is Notebook LM. So Notebook LM is a combination where instead of just focusing on entirety of web, this tool can help focus on a very specific thing. And that specific thing can be a content for a particular, say, whatever books you are teaching for a session, you can just create a notebook and add all the content at one place. What you can also do is that you can discover sources. Say, you can go to web and add on any specific uh, tutorials on prompt engineering. I can search and I can, whatever I am searching, I can add it here. So that is one aspect in which you can use Notebook LM. Say, these are all the aspects, 7 sources. So I can import everything that is it has found. So that is one aspect. So it has searched for everything on prompt engineering that is available, all latest sources. And based on that, it has created a master chat box. So now this chat box refers to all these particular articles that has been shared. Instead of these articles, you can upload all the articles that you have till date, or say using Perplexity, you can find 5 or 10 or 20 articles. Based on those articles, you can download everything and upload in Notebook LM. So now Notebook LM will go through everything and say if these are 10 or 15 sources that I have uploaded. This is 10 sources. So it is just referring to these 10 sources only. It won't go anywhere beyond these 10 sources and come up with a solution for whatever the query is. So now, for an example, what I have done here is that I just uploaded AICTE Approval Process Handbook 2024 to 2027. I found that this particular handbook has around, say, 221 pages, very informative. It goes through the entire approval process for each and every aspect that is mentioned. So now I just uploaded that particular uh, handbook here, just one source. It can be more than one source as well. Now, what I can do is that I can just chat with this particular, say, what are the processes? Say, So how many approval processes have been mentioned in the handbook? So of the 221 aspects, these are the chapters, these are the processes that is mentioned. So everything you can directly chat with this particular PDF. So number one is that instead of chatting with everything, you can use generative AI to chat with one particular PDF or one particular book, or say 10 particular sources that you would like to refer to when you are doing deeper research. Now, based on these research pointers, you might like to create a mind map or a quiz or a flashcard. So I'll say you want to create a flashcard. So you can say about what exactly. So approval process for online learning program. That is one part of the handbook. So how do you want it? Fewer slides, easy to understand and generate. So you can generate flashcards, you can generate quiz. So while it is being generated, I already generated few aspects. I'll also generate a quiz here. So I can say a basic quiz on uh, approvals for online learning. So I can create a flashcard for my students. I can share the flashcard. I can have a session on this or whatever. Yes, it is completely free, Dr. Lakshmi. It is completely free. And good thing is that it's becoming powerful, and with Gemini 3.0, it is amazing now. So flashcards. So this is a flashcard that has already been generated. So three fields. So these are the flashcards that you can use. Closing this, going back to studio, it is generating quiz. This also I'll just come to later. Another aspect that I really like of this, this is a quiz that has also been created. Previously, I used it. So I'm generating a mind map as of now. But what I will do till that time, come to the best feature of this particular thing. So here, just listen to this. Crack open. So is the audio massive policy document? It's audible, right? Pull out the essential knowledge for you. Today, it's audible, right? The new roadmap for India's technical education. So what I am sharing with you all is based on the AICTE upload. It has created an entire podcast. So you will hear two people talking about the entire podcast, and the podcast here, while there is an option. So how you can generate a podcast is, do you want it to deep dive, brief, critique? You can have a critique aspect where a podcast two people are being critique or critical about how the session has been made. It can be a debate, it can be a brief, it can be a deep dive. You can select. Everything is based on how you need that particular thing. You want to keep it short, default, long. An option is there. English, some other language. Let's see if we have Hindi. Specific things, we also have Hindi. Yes. सो यू वांट द सेशन इन हिंदी, आपको दो लोग हिंदी में बात करते देखेंगे. यू वांट इट इन डिफरेंट सेशन लैंग्वेज, यू कैन हैव दैट also. So the context is in English, the session, but you can have a podcast generated for your language choice, and you can start, say, choose and generate. So what I did is that I generated it. AICTE, that's the All India Council for Technical Education's new approval process handbook for 2024 to 27. This is voice number one.
It's just a simple update.
Voice number two.
It's a detailed strategy document. The whole thing is built around one massive goal: making Bharat a global technical hub by 2047. Our mission here is to cut through all that dense regulatory language and just give you the most impactful changes. We're focusing on simplicity, transparency, and a surprising amount of flexibility.
Right, and the sources really show this huge philosophical.
So is this helpful to you? So I'll show you another aspect. So this is a two per person podcast that you are hearing. It's a 13 minute podcast. So now what you can do is that there is an interactive button. While you play, there is an interactive button. So within a podcast, you can be the third member who can join in. You can join in as the third member and be part of this podcast. How you can do it is click on this interactive button. So now these two people are talking. I just want them not to talk on specific things and focus on one aspect. So, say, as you see podcast, somebody, if it's a three-member podcast, the third person will be asking some question while two people are discussing. Let me do that here.
Welcome to the deep dive, where we crack open massive policy documents and pull out the essential knowledge for you. Oh, hey, I think our listeners got something to say.
Hi, yeah. So, just can you just take me straight to the process of defining online education, approval for online learning?
We love that you jumped in.
Okay, let's unpack it.
You're jumping ahead to chapter V.
That's where it gets really interesting.
And yes, we can have
They are talking with me now.
Distance learning, ODL, and
Both of
online
them.
learning, AOL, approval process first.
What's fascinating
And they
here
have
is
changed the
how
entire podcast, and instead of the theme that we're using, they are responding to what I am asking.
Explicit. ODL and AOL is primarily for postgraduate certificates, diplomas, and degrees.
but only in specific
Okay.
non-core
So
technical areas.
somebody is asking me to repeat. So once I
Geography,
make it interactive, I can at any point say join.
statistics,
So I ask them something, and they have redirected the entire podcast. So I can now I'll join in again.
Engineering.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
So can you break it down, whatever you mentioned, the first part of the process that you mentioned, can you break it down further? Make it simpler for me. So now they will make it simpler.
We can absolutely make this simpler.
You're asking about the step-by-step for online course approval.
Okay, let's unpack this for you.
The
So
first
you can interact with the podcast. So that is another aspect that you can do.
An institution must first get approval for the
So I'll pause here. So there's a lot more to be covered. So I just took you through the part for podcast. Now another interesting aspect of this is there is a video that you can make. Oh, the flash mind map that I just asked it to create, it has been created. Let me share the mind map that it has created. That is AI process. So here say the mind map, exactly what exactly is part of the, it has created a entire mind map. I can zoom it, zoom out, whatever I want. And if say I just want to, instead of going, there are around 10 chapters mentioned here. What I want here is that to share with somebody. So somebody is asking me for grant of approval for new institution. I'll just go to this, and somebody is specifically asking me for the requirements for the new institutions. I'll go to this and financials, what is required. So this is the mind map that I would like to share with somebody. So instead of this, it can be a chapter, breaking it down to something so that it becomes easier for the student to remember. And whatever it is, I can here download. So this is a completely free tool. You can download the podcast, you can download the mind map, every option that you see. So here it is downloaded already. You would be able to see it here. See, it has converted into a picture and available for me. So that's another part of what you can do with this tool. Now I'll take you through another aspect. So we also created a video of it. I'll just play the video. So what it does is that it will take through everything. It will create a video with a PowerPoint presentation backed. So this is the video that is created from that book. So you don't need to do anything. It has already created a video of that book. So instead of taking through any book, you can just go through the video of that book.
Digging to a huge shift happening in technical education across India. The All India Council for Technical Education, AICTE, just dropped its new rulebook for the next 3 years. And let me tell you, it's packed with
Playback speed I
changes that are
can
going to redefine the future for
increase or
millions of
decrease.
students. So let's get into it. And where do you possibly
So
create a
see,
system that's
all these graphics, everything has
So the
been
big
created by
question
them.
is, What exactly does this upgrade do? All right, so to really get what's going on here, we have to look at the big picture. It's about getting the entire system in sync with the National Education Policy of 2020 and India's huge development goals for.
So everything you see, all the graphics you see, nothing is part of the original AICTE handbook. Everything is created by AI only. See, so you can create an entire video. You can also give it feedback, and next time based on the feedback, it can improve as well. So, and how you can create video, if you want to create a video for a particular chapter, again, it's a customized option that is available. It can be, you want to create an explainer video, you want to create brief video. See, everything has an edit option. So just go to the edit option, say what kind of video, what is the language that you want. So let's try something in Hindi. Visual style whiteboard. So whiteboard, whenever you are having an explainer video, whiteboards might be good. Animations, watercolor, there are a lot of options, paper craft. So, oops, I just clicked back. Explainer, whiteboard, and I'll say limit it to for online learning. So it's one chapter only. Instead of the entire book, I am saying make it for, oh, I just opted for English. I'll just go back and create a Hindi one. Yeah, generate. So let's come back to it in a while. So this is how you can use Notebook LM. So that's another aspect. For the free version that I mentioned with ChatGPT, you now have, apart from the auto, that is the most recent thing, thinking. Thinking mode is something that you would like to use within ChatGPT to create or do a deeper research. So I can, when in thinking mode, it also visits websites, online websites, and gives you the better results. So I can say, go through all news in last 1 month on AICTE and give me a summary. So it will go visit everything, all online tools, all websites, everything. It takes a longer time. Thinking mode is something that takes longer time. So let it do that also. I'll just very quickly take you now. So the basics aspect is done. Uh, there is something this week I would introduce you, like the previous batches, this was not available. Thinking mode or uh, Gemini version 3 is something that has came out this week. You would be the first batch who is going through this. This is an amazing thing. So now Gemini, using Gemini, you can do much more than just say asking for generating text or generating content, reviewing papers. You can go a bit more. Like there are other aspects that you can do. One aspect that has come up is that you can create complete dashboards now. So I'll just say create a dashboard for AICTE listed colleges in India. Give me all details that help me understand the spread of these colleges state-wise with courses available in each and all other relevant details that I can opt for to help me decide where to refer a student for admission based on his choice of career. So sometimes what happens is that a lot of people might be coming to you saying कि okay you are from AICT listed colleges, so हमारे बच्चे को कहीं पे recommend कर दीजिए. So you yourself are part of the entire network, but still you might not be having the all the details of the colleges. So you can create a complete dashboard. So let me create a dashboard. So while that happens, let me see the generated video. So I'll now work on multiple tabs. The reason is that within a certain time, I would like to cover everything. So creating dashboards for all the data. So instead of creating dashboard for AICTE, what you can do is that a dashboard showing all the colleges for mechanical engineering with X courses in India. Who are the faculty who are teaching these particular courses in those particular AICTE listed colleges, and their email ID. So that is sort of initiative that you can create. Another aspect is that you can create an entire website or landing page now. How you can create is that key create a landing page for my newly approved college named whatever I'll say Srijit's College of Technology, SCT. Let me write that provides all So I just want to create a landing page. Very basics I have shared. Give more specific things, it will come up with specific answers. So here let's create a landing page as well. Meanwhile, let's create a so it might happen that you have a very brilliant idea of a game, or say using mechanical engineering and one pot of sort of levers, you have something in mind to create a particular game. So I'll say create a game which uses different kinds of mechanical levers to push heavy objects from objects and shift from one point to other. Basic. So again, in a thinking mode, I have given it a task. So there are three different tasks I have given. So here it is saying, here all the data is available now. I can export it as it is. So one dashboard I am creating here. While that happens, here it is creating the entire landing page and all the details related to it. And here it is. So let me go by in a face-to-face manner with each of these. Design a specific puzzle. Here it is saying, it has got through all the data for the landing page. It is asking me, would you like to write the HTML code? Yes. And here it is identifying the visual for the dashboard. It is identifying the visual tools. So these are the aspects that it can generate. I'll come back to you and I'll share what all can be done with this. So these are the aspects. Let it create all this. Meanwhile, I'll just shift to the next part, that is image generation. So let me come back to what is being created in 5 minutes. Meanwhile, I'll just go through the next session, that is image generation. What exactly is it? How it works, customization and ease of use. So basically, an AI art generator that turns your text to image prompt is an image generation tool. How it works is it through the prompt it interprets and generates multiple images. So and the customization aspects, you can just use certain prompts and it will create new images. That is how it works. You can look at multiple styles, fine tuning, API automations, etc. How you can use image generation in your class is, if say visual aid generation is something that you can use it. Art and innovation clubs, you might be having your annual days where you would be requiring a lot of artworks that can be generated, and cross subject projects where you need to blend data with art. So this is some areas where you can use generative AI. So it's very accessible, ethical to use. It helps with the skill building and future possibilities. How it works, I'll just take you through it. How Midjourney journey or any image platform generates. So this is one of the key areas and one part of interest that you would like to understand. So while I mentioned that while it is a prompt for um, text generation, what it does, it goes through, um, it breaks the text into tokens, then tokens into vectors. Uh, then later there is a model that is used. So till that part it is same. The model that is used for image generation is basically called generative adversarial networks. So generative adversarial networks is one aspect where two models are trained at one point only. That is understanding the images. Say I create tokens to understand that what exactly is I am looking for. It can be cat image. So cat image or a Mona Lisa image. I'll just stick to the example. I am through text saying generate an image of Mona Lisa. So what generative adversarial network does is that it has trained uh, two models. One model is called generator. The other is discriminator. It is almost like chore police aspect. One, what it does is that it will keep on looking at images and copying it, generating it. Okay, is this Mona Lisa? Is this looking like Mona Lisa? The discriminator is somebody who is trained on the same, say 1 million images of Mona Lisa. The generator has been trained on, so it understands how to generate an image of Mona Lisa. Same is discriminator who has been trained to understand what exactly is Mona Lisa and how to say that this image is not that of Mona Lisa and what exactly is required. So that is the discriminator. So two models work together. What it does is that if you type Mona Lisa, the generator tries to draw an image that matches this description, while the discriminator acts like a judge, asking, does this look real? So it will give the feedback to the generator, and the generator will learn to make more lifelike pictures with each attempt. So it will keep on doing this 500,000 times, whatever it takes for the image, howsoever complex it is. And eventually both models will agree on the part that, "Ki, okay, this is what it looks like." So this is what the according to the chat what was required, and this is what it looks like. So when both models agree, you will have an image in place. The LLM will process that particular image and display it to you. Very interesting how the background works for this. So that is how you create an image. So then writing a good prompt. So there I shared a ROCT model where roles, apart from role, what is the objective, what is the context, and what is the task. Here, the model or the framework I'll share is called Canvas. So if you want to generate an image, what you can specifically do is the character. Define the main subject or focus of your image. Say, if you want to generate what you are trying to do is that an engineering professor explaining AI to students. And now, in what atmosphere is that particular professor sharing this? So describe the mood, tone, emotion you want. So energetic, curious, futuristic, collaborative. Then the narrative aspect. Tell what's happening. So students experimenting with small robots in smart classroom. That is the narrative. So an engineering professor in a futuristic, collaborative atmosphere is teaching students on experimenting with robots. And how do you, what is the visual style you want to generate in? It can be a really realistic style, it can be a cartoon style, it can be uh, uh, say futuristic style. So what kind of style is it that you want to? The cinematic style is what we have opted for it. Lightning is another part of the visual style. Is it morning, afternoon? What is the, or is it soft lighting that you want? Then the angle in which we want you want. The angle can be aerial, direct, close shots, cinematic, wide angle shots. So what is the level? So here we can say eye level shot showing both teacher and students in focus. And then the setting, define the location. So it's the location you can say here is that modern engineering colleges, classrooms, morning light. So Canvas is one aspect that you can acronym that you can remember. Say generate any prompt in which you say this is the character that I want. The character is in X atmosphere, and this is the narrative what they are doing. The visual style that I want in image is whatever realistic, cinematic, whatever. With this angle, I want the picture to be, and it is the setting is X. So you just define everything and create a prompt. So here I have created a prompt, and I'll again use Gemini here. Go to Gemini and create image. Just remember to check this. Go to Gemini. Whenever you want to create an image, create image. This is one of the fastest option available, free option, totally free, and works very well now. So this is my go-to as of now whenever I want a free image. So, oh, sorry, I'm stopping this. I don't want it in the thinking mode. I want it in the fast mode. So the character has been shared, the atmosphere, narrative, visual style, angle, and setting. And the ratio in which setting can also be the aspect ratio. Say laptop, normal laptop screen is 16 is to 9 ratio. Uh, uh, 20 is to 8 is the A4 size ratio. So such you can just define the ratio, and based on the ratio, it will create a. So it's since it is Google Gemini is already performing a lot of tasks. I think it's going a bit slow because I gave lot of options at the same time, and I'm using a free tool here. I'll just share the same prompt here to make an image with ChatGPT. So meanwhile, I believe the task that we shared previously, can we make a video of any book in Hindi or any language of choice? That is the task we shared with Notebook LM. So it has created something. Let's see.
कि इसमें आखिर है क्या? इन नए नियमों के पीछे की सोच कितनी बड़ी है, ये समझने के लिए बस इसकी प्रस्तावना की ये एक लाइन ही काफी है। ने की जहां
So working. So anything, any podcast or anything with your local language, any language of your choice, even if the context or the content PDF is in any language, it can be, say you have a very good book in German language that you got access to, but you want it to. There is a question that I made a prompt, but no, a prompt English, but how in Hindi? You can just say prompt, give me a prompt in Hindi. That's it, or in any language. It will give it in that particular language. You don't even need to write in that particular language. Say this is an image that is created. At the same time, let me go and share with you another way in which you can give a prompt. I'll use a Hindi. It may be not a language for everybody, but let me start dictating my prompt to ChatGPT. आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं? I'll make it interactive. So here I have added. आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं?
हाँ बिल्कुल, साफ सुनाई दे रहा है। अगर आपको कुछ पूछना है या किसी चीज पर बात करनी है तो बेझिझक बताइए।
अच्छा, AICT के मुझे एक सारे कोर्सेस जानने हैं, जिसके लिए आप मुझे एक हिंदी में प्रॉम्प्ट दे दीजिए, जिसको आप बना दीजिए, जिसमें कि आपको करना क्या है प्रॉम्प्ट में और कौन सी चीज़ों के लिए फोकस करना है, ये सब लिखा हो। और मुझे ये जेमिनाई के लिए चाहिए। जेमिनाई में मैं सर्च करूंगा, तो आप मुझे एक लिखा हुआ प्रॉम्प्ट दे दीजिए।
बिल्कुल, मैं आपको एक हिंदी में ऐसा प्रॉम्प्ट बना देता हूं जो आप जेमिनाई में इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। आप लिख सकते हैं, ऐसा प्रॉम्प्ट तैयार करें जो एआईसीटी के तहत आने वाले सभी कोर्सेज की पूरी जानकारी दे। प्रॉम्प्ट में यह बताएं कि हमें उन कोर्सेज पर फोकस करना है जो भविष्य में इंडस्ट्री से जुड़े प्लेसमेंट्स और रोजगार के अवसर बढ़ा सके। ये प्रॉम्प्ट हिंदी में हो और खास तौर पर एआईसीटी के इकोसिस्टम के आने वाले करिकुलम पर केंद्रित हो। इस तरह आप जेमिनाई में से देखकर खोज सकते हैं।
सो what it has done is it has created a Hindi prompt here. So I can use it here only, or I can go and use it in Gemini. Gemini, I have already overloaded it. I won't use it in Gemini, but I'll use it here only. So it is creating in Hindi. Instead of Hindi, you can use any prompt, and most of the languages in India, it has started working with. So that's one aspect when it comes to. So meanwhile, the image that I created. So this is the image that has been created. So to create an image, there are a lot more prompting styles. Two, I'll stick as I shared earlier, that assume you are an expert in image generation prompt. Help me create a prompt for creating annual day invites. Something like this, and it will start doing it. Or it can be very simpler, कि ask one question at a time and help me create a prompt for image generation. That is the only change. It can be same as you are using to generate text. So here it has generated a prompt. So I'll here also share with you something that I recently have started using, that is Facebook's AI, Meta AI. Let's since Google Gemini is overstrained as of now, I'll use this is the annual day prompt that has been generated. I'll use it to create an image in Meta AI. No, I should have gone one by one on it, but you'll see when you use it. I have 5 minutes left. I believe it still is going through that visualizing aspect. So what it does is that it will create a very interesting dashboard. In the dashboard, you can select the colleges that you want. Let me see if I created something previously. Say, this is a game that I created. I'll just shared build a race car driving game, and this is a game that it created where there is a racing. So if so I can just start again. So any kind of game I can create like this. So this is something that I have already done. I'll also take you through. So corporate headshots. These are the aspects that so I took an image of a friend of mine, and I just create a corporate headshot of this person. So you can just take your own headshot, something very simple like this. So this is a person in my friend who is in a t-shirt, and this is something that was created out of it. So you can do something like this. You can also, so a lot of things that is finished. The dashboard is still in making. So I may not be able to finish, but wonderful dashboards you can create like this. And the two more tasks, the image generation is also taking a bit of time. So since it is a new tool that has come up this week, it may take a bit of time. So it creates websites for you now. It creates games for you now. It also helps you say basic commands like check my inbox. It will also do it. But with the limited time, I'll just stick to image generation aspect. So this is how you can use a prompt generated to come up with an image. With Meta AI, you should go through Meta AI. So once an image is created, if I want to animate it, I can custom animate, say what exactly to do. So, or I can by default opt for something that AI does for itself. So it will animate this as well. So that is another aspect that can be used. So in short, a lot of tools, I say a bit more time, I could have shared a lot more of tools, but I just took you through the prompting aspects, how the background works, apart from text, what all can you generate? That is also covered. I also covered how a tool like Gemini is something that might be of interest to you. I also covered how image generation is something that you can look at. Within image generation, there are multiple tools. Prominent of it is Google Gemini, which of course I unfortunately overloaded it with. Let's see, I altogether stopped the running models if it can create something very quickly. So this is the animated. So I also animated the image. I can add music within this. And I can create GIFs out of or reels out of it, whatever. I can also create videos out of this. So that is create a video for this and it will create a video as well. But that is a different session that you already would be taking. So I'm leaving it to that. Any questions at this point? So a lot has been covered. Any particular questions that you would like to ask?
We're already on the clock.
Yeah.
So I think
No
1.5 hours has just flown. Thank you so much for your session, Srijit. A lot of new tools you have exposed the faculty members to a lot of new tools, and I'm sure that they will use these to better engage with the students. That is the objective. This video, all the videos will be shared after the FTP program is over. We will be uploading all the videos on our YouTube channel, SSC NASCOM YouTube channel. You can catch it there. I'll share the links in once it's uploaded. I'll share the links with you on the WhatsApp group also. So thank you so much, Riji. Thank you for.
Yes, thank you, Kamna, and I'll be taking a session on LinkedIn. I have questions, I'll answer then. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's time to welcome our next expert. Very happy to welcome Aditya Johar. He's a senior software engineer with Orange Mantra. And I'm very privileged that he has agreed to take this session. And I've had live demonstrations of his class when we invited him to our campus. So I know how interesting his sessions are, and I'm sure this one is going to be a cracker as well. I'll request you all to engage and to interact and to ask your questions to Aditya. And over to you, Aditya, for your session.
Thank you. Thanks, Kamna. Yeah, very warm welcome to everyone. Great to see everyone here. And we are going to have a session today for using generative AI for our presentations, how to build dashing, fabulous presentations. So, Kamna, thanks for this opportunity. I'll go ahead and start the session now. And firstly, let me share my screen. So I'm pretty sure everyone here is well aware of, the possibilities and with generative AI, what all we can do and all the benefits that are available to us. Now, having said that, everyone has been quite hands-on, I think more everyone in the internet speaking world is today now well versed with generative AI, LLMs, and chatting with them, talking to them, using them for building their documents and presentations, getting technical support, technical help, using agentic AI. So there are so many use cases that are there, and we want to use and derive as much benefit out of it as possible, because there are pros and cons to using generative AI. Like a lot, like Sundar Pichai has just recently said that we can't just blindly trust LLMs. So there are all pros and cons, but we'll be focusing more on the pros in today's session and in the sessions in general, because there are a lot of pros. So I'm pretty sure everyone's heard of ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and there are other agents as well, LLMs, if I would say, like Grok. There are several VO for videos, and Sora for images, and so many different generative AI agents and LLMs are there. Now, I would like to focus on building fabulous and dashing presentations in this session. So my goal will be to keep the session very interactive and hands-on. So before we proceed, I would like to ask everyone to just in the chat mention what is the topic of the presentation that you would like me to use generative AI to build. I will be taking 3 different approaches to build this presentation, and then we'll see which one is the best and which produces the most fab result. So in the chat, just let's take the next 30 seconds and have a consensus what topic we want to speak on or create the presentation on. History of computers, ancient kingdoms of India, best travel destinations, most valuable degrees 2025. So guys, please.
Let's see your answers. Faculty members, please put in your answers. What is your choice? Quickly.
History of computers. Okay. So we have travel destinations, best travel destinations. So fabulous. I think ancient kingdoms of India also, but so far travel destinations is winning. We'll take another last 10 seconds and then we'll go ahead. So right now we have the winner at travel destinations. Any other more inputs coming in? No. Okay. Cool. So travel destinations it is. Let's use the three approaches that we've got for travel destinations. So what I'm going to do is I have three. I've got Gemini open here, I've got ChatGPT open here, and I've got Copilot opened over here. And we've got, a very basic template. Somehow by chance, the template that's open is for travel destinations or all, the images just match. But this is a common template that is provided by um, PowerPoint on cloud. This is it's it's a basic template. Now let's first use Copilot and let us attempt to have AI create the presentation for us. So what we'll do is we have this Copilot button over here, and Microsoft is adding AI ability into all of its tools. You would have seen Excel, Copilot for Excel, Copilot for Word, Copilot for PPTs. So what we'll do is we'll give it a very, very basic prompt. We are not going to give it something very fancy. We'll give it a very basic prompt and we'll tell it, change this PowerPoint presentation be one about the best travel destinations in the world. The template as it is, we wanted to use the template, but only change the content and images where you see fit. So now we are going to give it a very basic prompt. We are using Copilot, and this is Copilot for PowerPoint. So it's inbuilt into the tool. And let's go ahead and give it this prompt and let's see what it does for us. Meanwhile, what I will also do is I'm going to, while this is analyzing and going ahead and creating the PPT, I'm going to go ahead on Gemini and I'm going to tell Gemini that create a PowerPoint presentation about the best travel destinations in the world. See, this is a very generic presentation topic. It's not anything that is it's not anything that is very specific. It's very generic. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tell it, keep the template as it is. We don't need that. Create a PowerPoint presentation about the best travel destinations in the world. Let's give it a blue and gold theme and add 8 to 10 slides in the presentation. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare how the three systems that we've got ahead of us, Gemini, ChatGPT, and Copilot. So, okay, it's still doing a little bit of analysis. All right, it says here that it's got a presentation ready for me. We'll open it in just a sec. I'm gonna put the prompt over here. Let's give it a blue and gold theme and add 8 to 10 slides in the presentation. Very, very basic. I'm not giving it any specifics. I'm not telling it that make it about beaches or make it about mountains. No. Let's go ahead and let's leave it open-ended for the LLM to decide. I'm going to give the exact same prompt to ChatGPT as well. Let's see how that performs. And let's go ahead and download this PPT that has been created for us. And let me just open that in a sec. All right, let's take a look. So the presentation that has been created for us by Copilot, it's taken this it's taken this template, and this is the output that we've gotten. So okay, there's some formatting issues, like for example, best travel destination in the world. It's written twice. I guess some fine tuning we still need to do, but we will see a little more. Agenda, top destination, cultural highlights. So again, feels a little bit of like it's a little cluttered. What exactly is this? I'm pretty sure it's trying to create a page of contents, but this is Copilot that Microsoft is providing on the cloud, and it's a tool that's presented with their paid offerings and with their PowerPoint. So this is all right. So this is the output that we've got. It's got two sections again of introduction. Travel opens your mind and heart. Explore. Traveling again. Double. Okay, now it's gotten a list of top destinations, but again, it's double over here. So the point I'm trying to make is it's not that advanced. It's not that great. It's struggling to fully create a presentation for us the way we would expect it to do, and that's fine. Here we have Google that's still working on it. So let's wait a moment. ChatGPT has created a presentation for us. Let me download this one and let me upload this into PPT as well. It's just 36.5 kilobytes. So I wonder what it's created for us. Let's take a look. All right, let me share my screen again. Okay, so ChatGPT created this presentation for me. Best travel destinations in the world. It's gotten a list. What it's done is if you ask it a question and it'll generate a list for you. It's done the same thing, taken a blue background and put text into the PPT. I think there's many other better ways we can, build presentations in today's world, but to highlight how well these systems work. So Gemini seems to be taking some time. Today it's quite slow. Sometimes Gemini performs the best. In the session that we did last week, we had Gemini performing the best. This could be due to Gemini having released a new model yesterday. They released Gemini V3. Until a few days ago, it was just, okay, here we go. It's a little slow, but it's coming up. It's creating slides for us. And take a look at the really nice way that Gemini produces the output for us. We'll just take a look shortly. But until then, let's go back and see what was created for us. So surely, best travel destinations in the world, the LLM created just some text, pasted it onto the page, and then generated a file for us. In the case of what Copilot had created for us, this is hodgepodge. It's again double text, not really, and then there's text outside the PPT as well. Not very beautiful, not very beautiful at all. So AI is not the be all and end all and the amazing problem solver that everyone says it is. It's like ask Copilot anything. Okay, so let me ask it, why is the text created double in this PPT? Actually, oh, it disappeared the moment so again, What I'm trying to say is it's not perfect. So, we gave ChatGPT a prompt right before we come to the consensus. Let's take what Gemini has produced for us. So again, if we look at what Gemini has produced, I think if we see the output from Gemini, it's at least an order of magnitude better than the output that we've got. Look, even the images, when it says Osaka, nice image has image of Osaka is here. When it says Bali, nice image of Bali is here. There's card-based North Macedonia, Vilnius, Lithuania, Sri Lanka, and then well-rounded definitions. I asked it to create 8 to 10 slides. It's come up with 11 slides. Ways to explore. So it's done a little bit of thinking on its own. And mind you, this is the fast model. This is the let's say the free tier of the model. So let's imagine if we switch over to thinking with 3 Pro, we'd probably get a much better output. And again, some charts have also been created. Travel cost comparison: Vietnam $50 per day, Bali $80, Japan $150. So much more intelligent than what what we have seen with ChatGPT and Copilot. Now, there's a lot of editing that we can do with this. Now with Gemini providing us this great UI to be able to work with this. So if I tell if I tell the model that add a slide about India as well and highlight 2 fabulous places to visit in India. Okay, now it'll take a minute or two. It'll get that done. But going back to what we got from ChatGPT, I think not really very useful. All it did is it just asked us to download this. Then it told me that let me know if you'd like images added to each slide, animations or presentation, different color theme. So not very intuitive. I gave the exact same prompt to Gemini. It came up with a nice output. Gave the exact same prompt to ChatGPT. Not very good. However, for the benefit of ChatGPT and its output, let me mention over here that yes, add images to each slide as well. All right. Again, asking me some questions again. I think in terms of intuitiveness, Gemini wins this completely. ChatGPT not. It's asking me again. So since I cannot download images from the internet in this environment unless you provide them, please choose option 1 or 2. Okay, so let's pause on ChatGPT for a moment over here. We've seen the output. In terms of this, let me see if it can fix. Can you fix all the double added text boxes in each of the slides? So essentially, Copilot is supposed to be your Copilot. I see what you mean. It says, I see what you mean. The slides currently have duplicate text blocks with the same heading. How to remove? It's told me how to remove it. So it's making me do a little more work in terms of the error that it made. And it's giving me the steps, or it's asking me that provide a visual basic script to automatically remove. I don't want it to run a script. So not very intuitive, not a winner in this case. Let's go back to Gemini. It's working a little slow today. I think there's a lot of traffic being hit on Gemini. It's slowly and surely it's becoming one of the go-to tools for LLM work. I have seen the output from Gemini improve drastically over like in a very fast manner. So let's wait for it. But until then, we'll continue. So my idea behind is that when working with the AI models, it's very important to give them detailed prompts and then give them bite-sized tasks to work on. So what we did is we wanted to see how intelligent these models are in terms of just getting a open-ended prompt and seeing how that works. But they really work best when we remain as involved in the process. Now, if we are very involved with the process, now let's take a look. So we asked it to add a slide on India with 2 travel destinations. So let's go back. It's added some placeholder image, and here we go. So Incredible India, a land of contrast. So it's taken the same tagline that we use globally for pitching and promoting our tourism: Incredible India, land of contrast. Agra, the symbol of love. Jaipur, the pink city. Even the right images have been picked up. So it's at least 2 orders of magnitude better than ChatGPT and Copilot. Now, when again, if we start becoming more specific and we say add metrics about the total tourism industry in India and create a chart how the tourism industry has grown between 2022 to 2025. Now, add this in the slide right after Incredible India. Perfect. Now let's take a look. So it's going to work around that. But what I want to show is that the more detailed you become when working with LLMs and PPTs, the better output you start getting from it. So really, it's about getting very involved with it. Now we'll take another example shortly. We'll take a look at this PPT generation, and then what we'll do is, one of the tricks that I always use is, I found that certain models are better for certain tasks. So for example, for document generation and document planning, I found ChatGPT to be the best one. For reasoning, coding, mathematical ability, I wouldn't say coding, but reasoning, mathematical ability, understanding technical aspects of projects and documents, Gemini, clear winner. And in terms of writing code, the best one is Claude, by far. So I will show you agentic AI as well, how agentic AI works towards the end of this session, or towards the second half of this session. But what we will also do is we will use these LLMs to analyze documents and see how well they work. We'll pick up some documents from IIT, some physics documents from IIT itself, and we'll ask the LLMs to analyze it. But let's wait a moment and let's see how well the Gemini LLM performs for that very specific task of how tourism has grown in India between the years 2022 and 2025. We'll take a look at that in just a moment, and then we'll switch over and we'll start analyzing some documents and see how well that works. So the idea with LLMs, and I'm sure everyone, as the days proceed and progress, we are using LLMs more and more for our work. We are relying on them a lot more. There's another very brilliant tool that I will just show you right after we do documents as well. I'm pretty sure everyone here has been creating flowcharts for their work. How often are we creating flowcharts? I would just like to get a input from the audience today. How well and how important are flowcharts for us? Okay, Dr. Gorbishal says flowcharts in marketing, fabulous. How about others? Customer and perceptions. So you can give me some topics that you want me to create flowcharts in, just with barely any effort involved. I mean, flowcharts used to take a long time to create. At least for me, when even when I was a student, even in my work, flowcharts have taken a long time and they are very cumbersome. So are presentations, but we are slowly getting to a point where AI is, really working and getting presentations made for us. The way we see the way Gemini is performing, it's really pretty fabulous. these kind of presentations would take a long time to make. So everyone here, being professors, they would be seeing their students use more and more of these AI tools. And a lot of the students would be coming in with with new tools that they find on the internet that we may not have used before. So it's becoming a two-way street where the students are also teaching the teachers, and the teachers are also teaching the students, because now knowledge is really easily available, and anyone can go on the web and find some really brilliant tool, and then the once they tell us about it, we are like, hey, why didn't I think of this before? So I'll be showing us a tool in just in a short while, and but I would like some inputs from the audience, what kind of flowcharts they would like to make. So we have customer and perceptions, psychographic customer segmentation. Uh, okay. Any more ideas that we want to take a look at in terms of flowcharts? But that's fine. We'll generate some content about customer and perceptions using LLMs, and then we will use an AI-based flowchart maker that will make us a brilliant flowchart for the same. And then after that, we'll take a look at agentic AI as well. So Gemini is working quite slow today, I guess. Not a problem. We can go ahead and start with document analysis. Just give me a moment. All right, so I've got this document, which is basically a physics IIT PDF questionnaire document. And it's got a bunch of complicated questions that are asked in IIT physics. The reason I chose physics as a topic is because that's one of my favorite subjects and one of the things that I've studied. And I would say that these are relatively hard questions. So the first thing I would do is I've got this PDF. It's got 32 pages, so it's not a small PDF. This is something that has a lot of information and a lot of detail in it. So let's quickly go back and best travel destinations. Okay, so this has been created. Let's take a look. Global highlights. London, incredible India, and India's tourism surge. Here we've got a very nice chart. In 2022, India was a $200 billion tourism industry, and today it's $256 billion in 2025. That's projected, but here we go. Indian tourism sector has seen a remarkable V-shaped recovery. Contribution to GDP is projected to reach 256 billion in 2025, and it supports 48 million jobs nationwide. We can then get more detailed into these presentations, and we can tell Gemini that, hey, add the sources of your data as well. That's pretty important. So adding the sources also is quite important. So we can start telling it those kind of things, and working with the LLM gives it the best output. So like they say that AI working with humans will and humans working with AI will produce the best output. So let's I think we've got a good understanding of how what works and what doesn't in terms of presentations. We've seen Gemini in the last session as well. We saw and we found Gemini to have the best output. And in today's session as well, we've seen Gemini to have the best output. So we would say that fabulous. Let's conclude that in terms of presentations, as of this week, November 20th week, Gemini is still performing the best. Let's switch into document analysis mode and see what we can do with documents. So what I will do is I'm going to upload the physics IIT PDF document that I was just sharing into Gemini and into ChatGPT as well. And let's see the difference in the output. All right. So let's give it the same prompt. Analyze each of the questions in the attached PDF and give me a text-based summary for each question that describes the topic, the concept, and list the key formulae used in each of the questions. All right. So let's go ahead and get Gemini on the job, and let's give ChatGPT the exact same prompt, and let's see how well that performs. So let's wait a moment. Below is a clean, structured, text-based summary for every question in the attached PDF. All right. Fabulous. And let's see, it's still analyzing. Yeah, Gemini is a little slow today, but that's perfectly fine. It's always got surges in terms of how fast and slow it works. So there we go. Look at this. It's analyzed each of the questions for us very well. And it's even broken it down in terms of sections, thermodynamics matching, identification of isothermal. All right, fantastic, great. Wow, Gemini is quite slow today. Okay, so it's doing each question over here, and here we go. Here's an analysis. Now take a look. Well, look at the way Gemini has analyzed it. It's given us kind of a tabular structure for each of the questions and topics, and it's described the concept as well. So if I go back and see the way ChatGPT has described this, plate moving through rarefied gas, concept, molecular collisions with a moving plate when V is lesser than molecular speed U. Okay, understood. But when I look at the way it's been described in Gemini, resistive force on a plate moving at speed V in a low pressure gas were much more detailed. And if I ask, and generally what Gemini also does is it even gives us this export to sheets option. So when I say that, okay, export this table to sheets, it's now created an Excel file for me, Excel based file. It's actually Google Sheets. Now I go into Sheets and I open it, and fantastic. So it's exported into Sheets, but oh, 1 second. Okay, so each of the sections have been created into different sheets. So if I look at section 1, it's got its own little sheet here. Now we've got Excel sheets that can be easily shared. Let's say you are running a class of physics students and you want to share an Excel sheet with them. You could use Gemini and have it create an Excel for you, and it will have everything ready. Very well, very easy to use, and very well described. So great for quick analysis of PDF documents and getting a lot of input from the LLM itself. Now, you could also always tell it that instead of sheets, generate a PDF for me with the above output. And oh, I cannot directly generate a PDF file. However, I can format the requested analysis of the question from the PDF into a clear single block of text. So what it's saying is that it can format this into text, but again, it's come back to us and it said it's given us sheets again. So plus minus here and there. I asked it for a PDF. It didn't do that. Let me see if ChatGPT will do that. Generate a PDF based on the above output for me. So surely it can generate Word documents instead of PDF, generate a Word doc. Well, a Word doc, that's a Microsoft thing, but let's give it the prompt and let's see how it performs. Meanwhile, here we've got a PDF down generated by ChatGPT. So it created a PDF for us. Let's see what that PDF has. Nothing. So AI-based tools are not perfect. This is one of the key. All it told me is that the detailed summary as provided in the chat, but there is no summary here. So we have to really work with it. Now, when I input the same thing into Gemini, it very happily created sheets for me, but it's found some challenges in creating the Word doc and the PDF. So it's again and again, it's creating the same um, sheet-based output, table-based output for me. But one of the things that I really like to do is when I'm working with such kind of documents, which have a lot of inherent technicality, I always like to copy the output from one model and input that into the second model to see if there are any errors, if they will be picked up by the other model. So I'll tell it, here is the output generated by Gemini for me based on the same PDF. What do you think about it? Here we go. So I pasted that same output and I've asked it, here is my honest professional evaluation of the Gemini output, what it did well, where it's weak. What Gemini did well, clear identification of the topic concept formulae. Okay, great. Clean educational style works well for conceptual revision. Reasonably accurate core physics concepts. Okay. They align with standard JE level expectations. But here we go. It's not fully accurate for several questions. So it says, question 5, it ignores the sign and phase differences between two loops, which is critical in this problem. The question's correct options require understanding why the net EMF amplitude equates that of the smaller loop. Gemini oversimplifies it. Layered refraction, grazing condition explanation, partially correct, but Gemini misses the crucial part. Now, let's see. Let me copy this and tell Gemini that, hey, ChatGPT says that you've missed a few core concepts. What do you think about that? So this helps in validating the output of one model and using a second model to ensure that there are things that the model may have missed in the first try. It's not going to miss it in the second one. So I input your output into ChatGPT and it found this. What do you think? Let's see if it accepts that there is an error or if it describes that it was actually not wrong. So thank you for the detailed feedback. Okay. Here we go. So it says here, corrected. It does accept. Take a look. Let's see what it says for another one. Okay, so on some of them, it does not accept. It actually gives the reasoning behind the concept, that why it's done what it's done. But where it says corrected, it says that, yes, there was an error. So it always helps in validating the output from one model and putting it into a second model and then using that to verify whether we are getting the correct output or not. So this is one of the things that I always do to ensure that I get the most accurate and most correct output when I'm working with LLMs. All right, so I think a little bit of document analysis there, and these same concepts apply to any kind of documents that you are working with, whether they are legal documents, contracts, project plans, architecture documents, or even if they are music lyrics or if they are movie scripts, anything, anything, play scripts, dialogues. You could always input it into one model, ask it to analyze that, get the output, and then put the output into another model and ask it to analyze that. So it would help you get the most accurate and most robust output. So any questions so far on this, guys? I would like to hear any questions that are there. So please, I would love to answer. I'll take a minute here, wait for a few questions. If there are any questions, please go ahead. I hope we are, I'm sure we've got a lot of experience working with LLMs and ChatGPT and Gemini and Claude by now. They've been around for a while. They've been around for an year. They've in the mainstream more than a year now. So, any question from anyone? Okay. Since there are no questions right now, there is a question by how to write exact prompt on comparison of files. Okay, fantastic. Let me share my screen again, and I'm going to compare two files. What I'll do is I'll download another physics IIT questions PDF. Any particular topic you want to compare the files on, you can mention, or else I can just use the physics PDFs as an example. Marketing, okay. All right. So let's search for marketing PDF on, let's say, okay, digital marketing. Okay, all right, let's do that. So we've got, let's see, ultimate guide to digital marketing. Okay, this is a very huge PDF though. It's too big. It's probably not, the model won't analyze this. Let's look for another one. Let's look for something smaller. Okay. Still too much. Okay. So essentially, when we want to compare files, all we really do is we select two files and we upload them and we ask it to compare. That's the simplest, easiest way to do it. We'll just pick up two PDFs from here. Just a moment. Should have something here. All right, here. So we found one file which is just 39 pages. So this should work. I'm going to download this one. It's about digital marketing, and we'll ask it to compare this file against the IIT file. So let me select these files up. Here we go. So we've got these two files selected, and I'm going to ask it, compare the two PDFs and tell me what are the differences between them. So one is the physics IIT PDF and another is the digital marketing. All right. Let's see what it says. Until then, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to ready up the tool that I have for making brilliant flowcharts. And what we'll do is we'll use digital marketing as we'll use the exact content in this digital marketing PDF, and we'll create a brilliant flow chart that will summarize that PDF for us in a beautiful flowchart manner. So let me just ready up the tool. So take a look here. It's compared the two files for us. Pretty standard operation for an LLM. One, it's telling us one is about digital marketing, the other is about physics, education and informational, the other is about assessment and testing, academic text. Fabulous. Now, summarize the concepts of the digital marketing PDF in 10 to 15 steps, highlighting methods and user workflows. Okay, while it does that, let me ready up the tool. So we have a question from Dr. Gurvishal. It can grade the document. Yes, absolutely. So it can grade the document as well. But again, I would say that grading is something that's subjective. So if you ask it to grade a document, it may be slightly subjective. So either you could use multiple LLMs to grade a document, especially if you're doing something that's that relates to mathematical or scientific concepts where there's either a yes or a no in the answer. But if you ask it to grade something like if you ask it to grade something like the if you ask it to grade something like uh, an essay or a write up, then it may not be the best output. So here we go. We've got some steps here that are created by the LLM for us based on that huge PDF. And let's take a look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this entire workflow, and I'm going to go into this tool called Eraser, and I'm going to say generate an AI diagram. So here we go, and generate a workflow diagram for me based on following content. And again, this tool is free to a certain extent, so it counts these as credits. So here we go. It's creating the workflow and flowchart for me. And let's take a look. So all I did is I had the LLM create series of steps for me, and I asked it to create a flowchart. So here we go. It says establish central hub website, develop customer personas, refine audience targeting, leverage CRM data. Based on that PDF that we downloaded, which was a 40-page PDF, we then input that into the LLM, got that refined, got into workflow steps, and then we put those workflow steps into eraser.io, and we asked it that, hey, make a flowchart for me. And here it's created this flowchart. Now we can edit this flowchart as well. So I'll use one more credit and I will show how we can edit this. So let's say you want to make the flowchart more detailed in terms of user persona planning, then optimization of organic SEO traffic, and then let's say monitoring performance in real time. So very simple prompts. I'm not going to give it a lot of detail, but I'm going to have it work here. And let's see what it does. It's generating some output. Let's wait a moment. All right, so here we go. So now it's made the chart a lot more detailed. Developing customer personas, refine audience targeting, leverage CRM data. So it says identify demographics, analyze behavioral segments, create persona profiles, then go back and use that for customer choices, monitor performance in real time. So take a look at this really brilliant flowchart that's been created based on that one single PDF that we had with 40 pages. We had AI summarize that PDF, and then we asked Eraser.io to create a very brilliant flowchart for us. And here we go. It's ready. And these can be exported. So you can always export the selection, select this, export, and here we go. It's exported that entire flowchart for us and it's ready. So brilliant tool. You get a slight free tier, and then after that, it becomes a paid tool. So you get 4 AI credits and then it becomes paid. So there's so much that can be done with AI and so many beautiful tools that are there. And of course, this does give you the capability to just monitor and edit these things yourself. So let's say you wanted to add an arrow, you could just select this and create an arrow and then have and refine things on your own as well. So manual control is obviously there, but AI control is obviously there. And just the creating the same flowchart would have taken 2 hours or 3 hours with a lot of thought process going into the entire idea that AI is now doing with, I think it's taken me lesser than 5 minutes to do this entire process. So really great things happening with AI, and very important to keep a tab and keep steady with it. So let's summarize again what all we've seen in today's presentation. We've seen what works in creating PPTs using LLMs, what doesn't work. We've tried Copilot, ChatGPT, not really great output. We got good output with Gemini, workable output, presentable output that we could edit, and it gave us a nice UI that we were able to make changes with. And the content of it was also, a value addition. Next, after presentations, we saw document comparison and document summarization. So we asked it to summarize IIT PDF, IIT questions PDF. And then also we put in a digital marketing PDF. We had it compare the two, how well, what are the kind of outputs we get. You can obviously you can also put in similar, you can, put in scientific questions and answers and ask the LLM to verify what has been written in those documents. You could pitch one LLM against another, see how the outputs compare. And if one LLM is making a mistake, you could try to use the other one to find that mistake. Further, then we summarized the entire digital marketing PDF and we put it into, we summarized it and then we put it into eraser.io, and we had it create a really nice flowchart for us that can be used, in these kind of flowcharts are useful in so many scenarios that it's a great tool to have under your belt. Now that we've seen all of these things happening, we've seen LLMs in action, we've seen presentations being created, we've seen documents being compared, flowcharts being created. Let's take a dive into what agentic AI is. So what is agentic AI? Everyone speaks about agentic AI. Let's have Gemini itself respond for a moment. What is agentic AI? So it focuses on autonomous decision making and action. So what we saw here, this flowchart being created, this was an agent, an AI agent in action. So this AI agent has been in action, and we saw this workflow diagram come into the picture. But let's take a little more deep dive and let's see something more advanced. Let's see what's something more advanced. And I want to ask everyone, are we familiar with HTML? As an audience today, are we familiar? Okay, we had a question from Dr. Gorvishal to repeat the steps. Not sure. Okay. We'll come back to questions towards the end of the session, but I want to ask everyone, are we familiar with HTML? And as a group, basically what I want to highlight now is using agentic AI to build something that's probably the best kind of presentations, and even building your own website with no code required, no HTML understanding required, nothing like that. I'm going to give you the exact steps that will be used to generate beautiful website or a presentation using an agent. So let me share my screen again. All right. So what I've done is I've downloaded a template. Now this is twoplate.com. Basically, if you go to twoplate.com, it will give you free HTML templates. These templates are really beautiful. If you take a look at this one over here, EcoLoom, this is a really beautiful template. Go into the live demo of it, live view, and this is what this template looks like. So it's a fantastic looking template. It's really great. And there are more than 60 different kind of templates that are available here that you can download. Lots of really great templates. Let's say you wanted to make a dashboard. So if you wanted to make a dashboard, there's an admin HTML template for a dashboard available as well. Let's take a live view what this looks like. Fabulous dashboard. Now, are we familiar with VS Code? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list this website over here first, twoplate.com, and then we use VS Code is the second tool that we need. The third one that we need is GitHub Copilot. These are all free tools, not paid. You can use these for free. So coming back to this, now let's see what this template looks like. So when I look at this template, twoplate.com, free template, I had no code written on it. I just downloaded it the exact way that I wanted it to, that was available for free online. Now, when I come back to this this section here, what I want to highlight is we've got this VS Code, which is a free code editor that is provided by Microsoft, open source, completely free. VS Code. I've put the name in the chat. You can look it up and download it. It's really great. And I've installed an extension here, which is for GitHub Copilot. So when I take a look back here, we've got this build with agent mode. Now, what is this agent mode? Let me explain with the agent in action. I've got this code here, which I downloaded from twoplate.com. I'm going to go here and I'm going to write, change this website to be about the best travel destinations of 2025. All right, this is a really generic prompt, nothing specific. This is what the template currently looks like. It's something about bio-inspired technology and creating sustainable solutions. Of course, if we take a look at any of the other templates that are also available, I'll go back into twoplate and I'll open it up. So maybe there might be another template that works better for, let's say, travel. Okay, so we've got this template here. Let me download this one instead. So free download, 2150 living parallax. Okay. Now that that's downloaded, let me take a look. Let's see what that template looks like. Okay, so this is a much better template for travel. It's got really nice sliding design and then there's an about section that pops up, testimonials, contact. Okay. So before that, right before we'll take a look at that template as well. Let me run this agent and ask it to convert this site, which we had seen first, which was the Ecoloom site, to be a site about travel, best travel destinations of 2025. Here we go. So I gave the agent a really generic prompt and generate this website to be about the best travel destinations of 2025. The agent is now in action and it says, I'll transform this Ecoloom biotech website into a travel destinations website for 2025. Here we go. It's created a to-do list, update page title, update navigation, update stats, and it is now at work. So it's gotten to the job. So the agent is now in action. It's going to take this website and it's going to start converting it into our best travel destinations website. Now, this is a great way if you're looking to make presentations, presentations that really stand out, that really do great, that really capture the audience attention. These presentations work much better because the LLMs, they by default are trained on top of coding technologies. So HTML is one of them. It's not really trained on top of PPTs and such. But if you're looking to make presentations, this is a really great way, and this will of course give you an understanding of how LLMs work as well and how agents work as well. So here we go. It's updating this entire website from Ecoloom Biotech website. It's going to make it about best travel destinations while keeping the template as the way we wanted. So if you take a look, if you remember when we worked with Copilot and we asked it that make this presentation about uh, the best travel destinations, but keep using the template, it struggled. It put two text on top of each other. It duplicated the text, and then the output as well wasn't that great. But here we will see that this agent works really much better, and all you need is a free VS Code. You need GitHub Copilot. So Copilot comes pre-packaged with all of these LLMs under the hood. So Copilot is the agent, GitHub Copilot, and the LLM under the hood. So I'm using Claude. This is by far the best industry standard in terms of AI agents. We've got GPT 4.1, GPT-4, GPT-5 available as well. So these are free. And then we've got Claude, Gemini as well. Gemini 3 is also available on it now. So this is great. So let's start taking a look at what the website is now looking like. Let's go back and here we go. So what it's done, it's called this website Wanderlust 2025. Discover the world's best travel destinations, explore destinations, learn more. Okay, 195 countries covered, 1.2 million travelers, 500 destinations, 98%. It says here Maldives is one, Kyoto, another one, Swiss Alps, Santorini, Bali, Australian Outback. So here the agent has taken that template of that website and it's converted it into travel and about Ecoloom. So it's telling us, well, it's not fully completed yet. There's still transform the feature section to destination. So it's still in action. It's still on the go. But if you see, half the website has been updated already, and the rest of it will be updated shortly as well. So this is a real live AI agent in action that's doing the work for us, and it works well on all programming languages. I have seen it work excellent with HTML, JavaScript, uh, Python, Java, PHP, any kind of programming language you input it, and the agent works fantastic. So this is a great tool to have readily available for you whenever you want to make stunning presentations. It's a tool that'll get the job done if you just use the agent and you give it a. So here you go. It's updated that section as well about Wanderlust 2025. Your journey begins here. Is a gateway to the world's most incredible destinations with over a decade experience in creating unforgettable travel experiences. So the agent assumed that, hey, you know what? We are a travel company called Wanderlust, and we are creating the best a page for the best travel destinations, and it went ahead and did it. Now you can make the prompts even more specific. I was very generic. I just gave it a one-line prompt. Change this website to be about best travel destinations of 2025. You could actually just write another prompt and say that, currently we have a green theme. We could tell it that, hey, make the theme blue, and it'll change. It'll start making those changes as well. Or if you want to add a section about, let's say, let's do the same thing. Add a section about traveling in India with 3 top India travel destinations on the page. So let's do the same thing. Let's ask it to add a section about India. And here we go. Add a section about traveling in India with 3 top India travel destinations on the page. It says I'll go ahead and add a section about traveling in India with 3 top destinations. Let me insert the new section between existing destinations and the about section. So let's take a look. Let's wait. So it says here, let me insert the section between the existing destinations and about section. So it says here that, yes, it's added this section. Let's take a look. Here we go. It's added a section about discover incredible India and Taj Mahal, Rajasthan desert, Kerala backwaters, and here we go. So it's a completely open world now. You could, tell it that, hey, I don't like the purple theme, change it to blue, change it to orange, change it to purple, or any other color that you wish. It's gonna set that up. So we have this real great ability to use these agents to build presentations for us. Now, how do we build a presentation about from this particular single page website? Let's say if I wanted to convert this into a presentation, how would I do that? If I were to do that, I would give it a prompt that let's convert the website into a PPT based or PowerPoint like presentation with each of the sections a slide in the presentation. Add left, right buttons at the bottom of each page and allow the user to navigate between pages. So let's convert the website into a PowerPoint-like presentation with each of the sections as a slide in the presentation. Add left, right buttons. Convert the single desktop HTML file into multi-page site acting like a PowerPoint presentation. All right. Now it's going to get to work. So it says, yeah, I'll convert this single page website into a multi-page PowerPoint-like presentation. And let me create separate HTML files for each section and add navigation buttons. Okay, cool. It's in action now. It's got 7 steps that need to be completed. All right. Let us wait a moment while this works through. So it's creating these pages. Slide 1, it's going to create slide 2, slide 3, slide 4, and let's take a look. So easy way, we go into twoplate.com. We find ourselves our favorite template that we like. They have a lot of templates here that are nice. We've got another one here. What is this? A bootstrap for HTML template. Let's get a demo. Live view. And let's take a look. Here we go. This is a template for us. Okay, so let's say you wanted to make a website about marketing, for example. Let's say you owned a marketing agency and you wanted to create a website for yourself. Let's download this template. All right, this template is downloaded. And here it is. Let me go back here and let's see. Okay, it's gone into 3 out of 7. So let's see what slide 1 looks like. Okay, so here we go. So what it's done, it's created this page, and instead of having the single page website, it's given me buttons. So when I discover the world's best travel destinations, when I click next, it takes me to the next page. Okay. It's still creating more of the screens, so it's still work in progress, but next, then next. So top travel destinations, this has also come in as a next page. So basically now it's a PPT. It's a PPT that can run on any browser, and that can be formatted to the way we want it. It's got a lot of flexibility and capability that can be achieved. So now we've got this PPT. Here, the 4th slide is also created, which was about India. So this has come into as a slide as well. Taj Mahal, Rajasthan Desert, Kerala. I think the 5th slide is also ready. About Wanderlust, your journey begins. Travel with confidence. And I think the last slide is not ready yet. It will just be ready. So we've converted a template that we downloaded for free from the internet. We loaded that into VS Code. So basically VS Code is nothing but just a code editor. You can download it from here. You just go into, it's the open source AI code editor, download it. It works for Mac, Windows, Linux. It's available for all. And the next thing you need to do is just download Copilot. So, which is basically an extension. If you go into the extensions marketplace and you search for Copilot, you'll be able to, it says here, your AI pair programmer. And you can tell it to program basically anything. It's amazing. It's really great. It'll do a lot. It'll get a lot done for you. So here we have it. We've converted a free website template from Ecoloom into a presentation about travel. And we could, make it as detailed. We could add images that we want. We could give more prompts, add more pages, remove pages, edit pages. All of those come in as an option. So we just need to download VS Code, install GitHub Copilot, and there we go. Fabulous. So now let us see. We've got another template that we've downloaded. Let's load that into Yeah, load that into VS Code and let's have it edit that one for us. All right. So this template here that we downloaded, central HTML template. If I take a look again at this template, reveal in Finder, what does it look like? Okay, it's a free template and it's not really, it's got just dummy placeholder text in it. I'm going to tell it, edit this website to be about my marketing agency, which is called Nexus Marketing. We provide digital marketing services to clients in India. Okay, so not a very detailed prompt, fairly simple, straightforward. But if I wanted to create a marketing agency website for my company, I would, just here we go. It says, I'll help you transform this template into a site for Nexus Marketing. Let me update the content to reflect your digital marketing agency. Now, we could give it a whole bunch of detailed prompts. We could say that my marketing agency works with Google Ads, or we are a team of 100, or we work with enterprises of large scale. The more prompts we give it, the more details it starts filling in and adding into the system. But when I take a look at this just basic prompt and I come back here, I take a look, it's going to start updating that. So here we go. Now here, so Nexus Marketing, elevate your digital presence. It's still in progress, so it's going to go step by step and start changing those sections. So here we go. It's added a section on SEO and content marketing. It's going to do the same thing for the rest of the sections as well as we proceed. So this works very well with these templates, which I've shared with you here at twoplate.com. It works very well. And it's pretty advanced if you use the agents and you start giving it more detailed prompts. It works pretty well. We'll wait for it to complete. So I'll also, while the agent runs, I would like to ask, are there any questions from the audience today? Anyone wants to ask any particular questions, I would love to answer. So we have the free templates are from twoplate.com. So you can just head over to twoplate. I'm just sharing the link here. There are other websites as well that you can get the templates from. So not necessarily, okay, great. You've downloaded Visual Studio, fantastic. Install GitHub Copilot. And done all hands on. Okay, fantastic. That's great. Our website is also ready. So let's take a look. It says your website now professionally represents digital marketing agency with services tailored to Indian market. Okay, let's see. All right, Nexus Marketing, elevate your digital marketing presence. Fabulous. Social media marketing, SEO, content marketing, PPC, digital advertising, brand strategy and development, analytics and reporting, email marketing campaigns, website design and development, video marketing, contact us, and great. So on just one simple prompt, we've been able to change this website from just placeholder dummy content uh, to something that's catered and tailored for us. If I compare, it used to take me, when I used to develop HTML pages, it used to take me a long time for development of these kind of websites. It would take me a whole day probably to just change first, think of the content and then write the code and then ensure that everything fits perfectly. So if you take a look, this code is also mobile responsive. So if I take a look at the design in mobile, so here we go. It's even mobile responsive. So it even works on mobile, and it's got this same drop down menu. Pretty sure this template, this code that's also being created here. So this is also mobile responsive. So even it works on mobile. So next slide. Formatting issues, but then if you just prompt it that, hey, in mobile, I see that icon is too large compared to, so basically just a trial and error. Just take a look, give it a try. So here we've got the card slightly to the right. We'll write another prompt and it'll fix it. Here we go, about us. Everything is mobile responsive as well. So this is a great way to build websites, but also to build presentations, as we've seen. I've used HTML, I've used the LLM agent, and I've built this presentation. It's got, the previous, next, and all these details. And then it's as sweet as we want it to get. So the more prompts we give, the more details we give, the more, the better output we get. And then we could even add our own images. We could create our own, and we could tell the agent that, hey, these are the images that I want to use, and then just upload them here. And we could say that, let's say we like this image, gallery image 3, it's included. And there's another image over here. Let's see. So we could say add the TMDG section 4.jpg image in the hero section slider of the site. So basically the hero is in a website is known as the first landing section that you see. That's known as the hero. This is just a nomenclature. Add the TMBG section 4 JPG image in this hero section slider of the site. Perfect. Now what it'll do, this image, which is not currently in these sliders, we don't have that image of a typewriter here. It will load that image for us as well. And similarly, we could download any of the images that we want from the web, and it will, the agent will install that for us. So here it says done. I've added this image as the 5th slide in the hero section slider. Okay. Let me refresh the page. And next. Here we go. So now it's added this image as well in the slider section. So it's, it just takes a little bit of a text prompt and it does it for us. So it's really intelligent that way. Okay, perfect. So I hope we've learned a few things that we can take back and use in our daily working, that we want to build presentations, we want to analyze documents, we want to build flowcharts, we want to create presentations or websites. It's all doable with AI. There's a lot that can be done. If I go back to my slides here, so we've seen the documents and comparison. We saw Gemini performing the best out of the Claude. For coding, nothing beats Claude. I was using Claude in my GitHub Copilot here, so nothing beats Claude. This is by far the best. We saw agentic behavior with LLM-based websites and presentations. And then we saw how to cross-verify output from one agent and then inputting that into the next one. And so we got this. And there's a small section, but I think we are all very hands-on already with image generation, video generation. There's a lot that can be done. If you've got OpenAI, Sora for video, Google VO, and then DALL-E for image. And then there are other models as well, like Huanyan. We save lots of time by using AI for document analysis. I would say hours and hours. Like I was saying, the same website work that I was showing you earlier, that same work would have taken me a day to do. Now the agent does it in about 5 minutes. And then, of course, we built the presentation website from scratch. We had our website, travel-based website generated for us in a presentation format. You could use the agent to develop these kind of presentations. And the beauty is that they will work on any browser. So you don't necessarily need to, have a PowerPoint installed to showcase these presentations. You can, develop it on HTML, and the agent works best. How to deploy such a website? Another tool that I will briefly tell you about. Once you create an HTML tool, I would say that I'm just going to put it in chat here, how to deploy HTML websites for free. So there's a tool provided by Google, Firebase, allows you to deploy HTML websites for free. So once you create such a website using HTML, you can deploy it as well. But I think that would be more for a coding based audience. If you're coding inclined, you can definitely head over to Firebase, and it'll allow you to build and deploy your own websites. A tool by Google, very easy to use. You could even tell your chat GPT agent to deploy this website on Firebase, and then it'll ask you a bunch of questions. It'll open up your terminal for you, and then it'll ask you a bunch of questions in terms of your Firebase ID and account, and it'll deploy it for you. So here we go. I'll help you deploy this version to Firebase. The agent starts up right away. It's ready to perform. I say allow, and here we go. It opens this up, and now the agent starts working. So it's going to ask me a bunch of questions. I'm not going to deploy this website though, but you can use Firebase to deploy websites for free. It's amazing how it used to, cost a lot of money 10 years ago to deploy a website. It used to cost, anywhere between 1,000, 2,000 rupees a month just to deploy a website. Now this is free. Not to mention how much it is now cheaper or actually it's free to even build these websites. You get the template for free, you write the prompts for free, you use the agent for free, and it's all there's so much that you can do now, which used to cost so much money 5, 7, 8 years ago, that's now free. So this is all the beauty of AI that's coming into the picture, and it's just going to keep evolving, keep getting better as we proceed. So it's very important for us to keep steady and keep informed, keep ourselves informed with these changes that are consistently happening, and keep trying these tools. Like Eraser is a tool that I found, and I tried it, and I found that, hey, it works really well. I'm sure if you go on Google, there would be tools that you also use and that you have also found and that have helped you. And they there'll be tools that keep coming every day, and every week new tools are going to keep coming. So they're here to stay. It's just up to us to stay informed and keep performing best. So let's ask a final question to Gemini. What are the top trends in AI that you see happening in 2026? It says that's a fantastic question based on, so again, dominance of agentic AI. So what I showed you here is exactly what agentic AI is. Here, I told it to deploy the site, so the agent got activated. I told it earlier to change that website, the template, into a marketing template. So agentic AI is going to come really into the picture now. Physical AI, of course, robotics, IoT integration. Maybe this is more domain specific, multimodal, advanced reasoning models. But so lots of things happening. But let me refine my question a little further. How is AI going to help the layman user in 2026? All right. So autonomous life management. Wow, travel. So we built a travel-based presentation and a website. It says here, so current in 2026, it says book our family's Paris trip for next summer, find the best flights, check the kids' school calendar, and reserve a centrally located Airbnb under $300 a night. And the AI acts autonomously. It does everything for us. Personal finance, manage my new car savings fund, allocate 10% of my paycheck. AI executes and monitors. Household admin. Okay. Hyper personalized health and wellness, proactive coaching, nutrition, meal planning. So lots and lots of things going to happen in AI in 2026. And I hope you've been able to take back maybe a few things from this session. I hope it's been beneficial and you've picked up a few things, and I hope you use them and they benefit you in your work and daily life.
Thank
So
you so much, Aditya. I also have a small question.
yes, please.
No, it's just a trick question that, if AI gives you a travel plan, or if AI gives you a stock, advice, if something goes wrong, then who is responsible?
So we try to mitigate that. I think there's always the human in the loop.
Yeah,
So the human in the loop always comes into the picture, and
yeah,
that's what I've also tried to show, that I use AI to go against each other, Gemini
yeah.
versus GPT,
Correct,
and
correct, correct. As you rightly pointed out, one against the other. So let them fight, and we can
yes,
figure out.
yes, for sure,
Yes, yes. No, thank you so much. That's a very, very informative session. Lot of information there. I think if faculty can take back even 10% of what you have taught, I think it'll be really great. So thank you so much. And we hope to have you back in the next sessions, which is the December 1st to 6th cohort. So hope to see you then.
for sure, for sure. Thank you so much. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you, faculty, for joining in. Please join in again tomorrow at 6. And if you want to offer the Future Skills Prime courses to your students, please let me know, message me directly, and we can take this forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thanks.